Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark, and today I want to talk about one of the biggest problems that I think Poshmark has. It's something that I actually have come across as a buyer. Now, I am mainly a seller on the platform, but I occasionally do buy and I love to support other poshers. But sometimes I find it very hard to buy on Poshmark. And so I'm gonna make this whole video kind of just talking about why I think this is a huge problem and maybe why this prevents other people from wanting to buy on the platform, and just maybe just like a PSA to Poshmark. I doubt they're watching this video, but I would love for them to fix this because I feel like this is a huge problem that is preventing a lot of people from being able to find things and buy things on the platform. So hopefully you guys find this video helpful, and let me know in the comments if you agree with me, because I'm sure you do. But let me know if you do, and like I said, hopefully Poshmark will see this video one day and make some changes. Okay, so like I mentioned, I was actually buying a couple things on Posh myself, and I was realizing that like it's impossible to find anything that I'm looking for on Poshmark. And once I do find it, I come across listings that are really old, or accounts that are inactive, or things like that. And so I just wanted to kind of talk about a couple of these different points. So one is just the fact that the search is so bad. Every time I try and search an item that I'm looking for, I can never find it. Every time I try and, type in those keywords that I think are helpful and filter on different things, like one, it will like revert my filters back to something that I didn't necessarily want. So like I'll filter on like new with tag, and then it'll show me like non-new with tag items. I'll filter on like blue and white, and then it'll actually show me like completely different colors. And so it's just really annoying because I'm trying to like hone in on what I want, and I'm trying to use the filters that are recommended, but then those filters actually end up not taking me to what I'm filtering on. So that makes it hard. And then the second thing is just like, again, when I'm searching for things and I type in something in the search bar, I get like random listings. So for example, I was looking for a white and gold Kate Spade quilted crossbody bag, and I was typing that into the search, and I was getting like a blue bag, I was getting a purple bag, I was getting bags that weren't Kate Spade. And so I'm like, so we are putting in all this effort to get good titles and to have good descriptions and all this, but then the search is just broken and it's giving us different results. So I don't know, I'm just frustrated because, again, I try and support people on Poshmark, but if I can't find an item that I'm looking for because the search is so bad, how am I supposed to shop? The other problem that I have too is, okay, if the search doesn't work, I try and use the Posh lens thinking that that will help. I just take a picture of what I'm looking for, whether I take it from Google or I take it from like my own personal closet or something like that. And I think, okay, this picture will work because I'm trying to find a replica of this picture. And then like Posh doesn't find the same thing. And some of the times that the things that they pull up in the listing are just completely wrong. Like I'm like, what, how does this even resemble partially what I showed? So like that's also frustrating because I'm like, well, this was the other feature that was going to help me find the item that I wanted, and now this can't even help. So then if I can't find what I'm looking for, how am I supposed to buy it on Poshmark? Because I've searched and I've used the Posh lens and I've done everything that I could, but I can't find the item. So not only is it annoying when you can't find the item, but then it's also annoying when you finally do find the item after spending like hours and hours and hours searching and looking all over the place. You finally find the item that you're looking for, but then you see that they haven't been active since 2021 or any other time frame. So I see some people that say they haven't seen people be active for a couple months, couple weeks, but in my case, I was looking for a pair of shoes along with the Kate Spade bag that I was looking for. I was looking for a specific pair of shoes that I could not find anywhere. I tried looking everywhere. I tried using the Google lens. I tried typing in the name, brand, and I couldn't find anything on Google. So I was looking on Posh, and I finally found the exact pair of shoes that I was looking for in the exact size that I wanted, which again was so crazy because I was never able to find them. But again, the seller hadn't been active since 2021. I wasn't gonna purchase because she probably wouldn't have shipped. She probably hasn't even checked her app. She probably deleted the app. So to me, I think Poshmark really needs to get rid of these inactive accounts, because I just feel like they're, one, giving people like me false hope that they're like, that they found the item and that, whatever. But then two, it's just like clogging up the search when we come up with things because they're just inactive. They're not gonna actually ship. And I know things happen, like I know people abandon their closets, I know people, start over and make a whole new closet, or they just don't want to sell anymore, or like I understand that such situations happen, but if you're not active inactive for a certain amount of time on Posh, you should have an inactive closet. I'm not saying Posh needs to delete the closet. I'm just saying that there should be like a banner that says this person is inactive, this listing is not for sale currently, or something like that, until they actually go back into their account. And I think that would help people who are searching for things more, because then they would actually come across the things that they are looking for. And I know other people struggle with this too, where you come across something that is a really old, stale listing that like people just don't, they're just not active in that closet anymore. So I think it would be really helpful if Posh just got rid of these inactive accounts. I know they are everywhere. I've come across a bunch, and it's really frustrating when it's finally the item that you're looking for that you find, and then it's that stale listing that, you know, the person had listed many, many years back. So let me know if you've ever had this issue and like how long it had been since the person was active, because I know other people have experienced this where you find something that you're looking for on Posh and then, you know, they haven't been active in years. So I'm curious how old a listing was that you came across from that wasn't active. And, you know, again, I think this is something that Poshmark should definitely do something about. Now, I don't know if they will, because again, they like to talk about, you know, how many users they have. And I know in the message when the CEO was stepping down last week that they put out, which I don't know when this video is going up, so it might be a couple weeks old, but when they put out that message, they basically said we have 150 million users. So they like talking about how many users they have. They really like, you know, talking about that number. But to me, it would be more important for you to talk about and highlight the amount of active users, because again, there's probably so many of those that are inactive. So you're kind of like overestimating the amount of people that there actually are. And I bet you like a fraction of those people are not even active. So it's kind of frustrating when they're over here talking about how many people they have on the platform, but then when they're keeping these inactive accounts, and it's preventing people from being able to find the items that they want and purchase the items that they want. So it's not all about like a big number, it's about how many active users. And I think that is more important than just how many users you have in total. Okay, so that first one, or those first two, were kind of big ones. So I'm gonna talk about the last one that I think is really a big problem on Poshmark. I've talked about it before, but I honestly just think it's getting worse and worse. And there are just new scams that are coming out, but it's just the scammers and the spammers on Poshmark. So they are so frequent, they're just coming onto all the listings, trying to act as Posh support, trying to look like Poshmark, or trying to, you know, tell you have a problem. And so they like put Poshmark as their photo, they like say that they're Poshmark support, and people like fall for it. And I think it's just getting ridiculous. I think people really need to, you know, one, know that this is happening, but then also two, just know not to fall for it, which I don't think a lot of people do. And I was actually searching on Depop the other day for an item that I couldn't find on Poshmark, and I actually saw that there was a little tab that came up that said like, keep all transactions on Depop, don't go off platform. And I'm like, why doesn't Poshmark have something like this? I think this would be a game changer if they did, because I think it would help people stay on the app more. So I just think Poshmark really needs to either put out a message in the app, like a little banner, and, you know, let people know that that they recognize that this is a problem and do something about it, or they just need to really crack down on these situations, because I think they're getting worse, and more people are questioning if they are real, like, you know, people, or, you know, falling for it, messaging people, whatever. So I just want Poshmark to do something. And, you know, I know that it's impossible to solve the problem completely, but I do think if you put a banner in the app, just like Depop did, it might prevent people a little bit more, you know, not go off platform. Okay, so I think these are like three of the biggest issues that I find on Poshmark, but I want to know what you think are the biggest issues on the platform, because I know there are so many, and maybe I'll make another video like down the line on this, but I just think these are really important issues that I really want Poshmark to do something about. So hopefully you agree with me on these, and let me know again what you think are the biggest issues on the platform and what you think Poshmark should do to fix them. And if you want to see another video on reasons why your listings aren't selling and what you can do to fix those, you could click right here. And if you want to know something that you could do to get consistent and daily sales on Poshmark, you can click right here. But until next time, I will see you then.